Hello and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. So, yesterday we got pushing added, so we can push, and if we hold for longer than 1 second, we actually push a pushable object here. So that is great, and we've got all the directions to push, and once we've pushed it, it kind of like locks in and it goes to the next tile automatically. But if we look at what happens here, we can push it right over a collidable object. So what we're going to be trying to do today is prevent it from being, one, pushed off screen, and two, prevent it from being pushed onto a collidable map object, because it shouldn't be able to push. So we did have some, we had some stubbed out function here called legal push that can check, and if it's a legal push, then go ahead and push right. We've got that, so we can flush out this legal push method on our V. Here is what? Left collides. If the player left collides with a pushable, the V here is the pushable right here. So the value of the dot pushable that we're iterating through, if our player left collides with that and we're past the timer threshold, go ahead and push it. But we also need to say only push it if it's a legal push. So let's try to define that legal push, which we do not have declared just yet. So we'll just make a new method here. Legal push. Now this actually needs to take in a parameter, because whether or not it's a legal push depends on two things: which direction is it gonna be pushed in, and two, is the square that the thing would be pushed to a legal move. So we need to ask, oh, excuse me, we need to give a parameter here, and we'll say, is left gonna be a legal push? If so, push left. So if we left collide with it and pass the threshold, then we can go ahead. So let's say that this is the direction. And in this function, I'm going to say, what? If the direction is equal to left, then we need to check the left. Okay, this is a little more difficult than I thought, because we have to pass what current square we're trying to detect. So I guess we could technically say, instead of direction, we're gonna give it to a pushed row and a pushed column. So I guess what we can do, man, it's gonna be a short stream tonight. My energy level is non-existent. Yeah, so at this point we know a pushable object, let's see, a pushable object should have a tile X and tile Y. That's what we're calling it. So what do we check here? We should have the tile X and tile Y. That is just like the index number of which tile it's sitting at. So we could, well, we have a pushed row, pushed call. Because ideally what we're trying to say is, like, let's run legal push with the square we know we're going to push it to. So I guess we can just call it row and column, because we have to calculate it outside of the pushable, like right here. So if we left collide, we know we're gonna move the current pushables. So we're gonna say the V pushable tile X. We're trying to check if it's the row we're trying to scoot it to is a tile X, one to the left of our current tile X. So we pass in as a parameter this tile X minus 1. That will give us the index of the row and column. Yeah, so I guess we need to also give it tile Y here. So 2 parameters, tile X minus 1 and a tile Y. And those are the 2 indexes we're going to check if it's a legal push. Now, let's first do if the index is 1 or max length, right? Like lock it in on the boundaries, right? So like we can't push it off screen. So we'll do that first. So we will run our legal push function with a tile X of a minus 1, and then we're just going to say if that tile X minus 1 is smaller than or equal to 1, this would be column actually, row, and then column. So tile X is the column. Okay. Yeah, so tile X is the column. That's a little... I don't know if I did that right. Let's say if row is smaller than or equal to 1, then we're going to return false, because we don't want a legal push in that turn. Otherwise, we're going to return true. So let's see if we switched those parameters correctly. It should stop us from pushing it off screen, and it does not. Let's try that. Okay, it did stop us. We just want it if it's less than 1. Okay, so what's happening? Tile X. Where do we do this tile X? I think I got thrown off on if the tile X was a pushable X. Yeah, it probably should be called tile row, tile column, and this should be tile column. But what tile X is saying is like how many X, on the X-axis, how many tile indices are we inwards, and then Y-axis is Y up and down. So we're going to say if our row is smaller than 1, or our row is greater than 8, or our call is smaller than 1, or our call is greater than, actually I think this one is greater than 8, and I think this one is greater than 10. So we still need to do the correct legal push call for the other directions. So we're going to say if we're right colliding, we're pushing it to the right. That means tile X increases, and then if we push upwards, then we want the same tile X, but a tile Y minus 1, one tile above the square we're pushing from. And then if we collide with the bottom, we're going to say we want the same X, but a tile Y of minus or a plus 1. Okay, so if we did this right, we should be able to not push the boulder off screen. Okay. So that looks good. Let's try the other way. Okay. Okay, looks like we did that right. So we can't push it off screen, but we can push it on top of collidable map objects, which is still wrong. So how do we check that? Well, in our pushable, it's almost like our pushable needs a reference to the current map so that we have access to the tile IDs. Does that make sense? Let me think. We have a scene view map column, map row, which should give us the current scene, and then we just need to cycle through the 3 different layers, I guess 2 different layers of tile IDs. I think it's just dot tiles and dot above ground tiles. Could have sworn it was dot tiles. Oh, in the map. Is it really? Okay. So it's in our current map, not the current scene? Oh my goodness. Okay, this is what I'm thinking of. It's the map object, and it's a dot tiles and a dot above ground tiles in our map. And our map is a map is what a scene is consisted of. Actually, a scene is consisted of 2 maps, because a scene is the current map that we're on, and if we initiate a scene transition, it's also the next map that comes on. So if there's no scene transition going on, a scene is just one map, but there could be a dot current map and a dot next map if we're in the middle of a scene change. So that's what a map is. And we need to cycle through, well, actually we have the tile ID, top level tile ID. Okay, so what gets a little tricky is that the IDs here are 1 through 80. It's not a 2D array, so we can't give it the tile X and tile Y and see what the value of that is. So if we look at what our collidable map object function looks like, collide, is it called? This is what I'm thinking of. Okay, you know what? It is a 2D array because look, we're snagging the tile from the tile table. So it needs to be something like this where we're gonna say, let's snag the tile at whatever the current maps dot tiles 2D array is. Yeah, we do. It is a 2D array, so that's good. Okay, so we just snag a tile, make it from our current map tiles table, and then here's the values for our collidable map objects. If it is greater than or equal to a 97 and smaller than or equal to a 256. So 97 and 256 inclusive. That's how we know it's a collidable map object. So in our pushable, we can say it's actually, yeah, so look, if it's row, blah, 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 but then we can say else if, I guess we need to snag a tile, so we can say local tile is gonna be the scene views current map dot tiles index tile ID or x row and call. So we snag a tile, we snag the value of the tile, we snag the tile ID for the tile that's in our, oh, and it's not this, it is a 2D array like that. Yeah. So we're going to snag the tile, and else if our tile is greater than or equal to 97 and tile is smaller than or equal to 256, then we're also going to return false. I don't know why I have zero faith that this will work. Let's see. Scene view current map. Because yeah, our pushable doesn't know what scene we're or what map we're in, but our global scene view does, and we're going to go to the current map, and we're going to go to the dot tiles field of it at the index of our row and column that we're trying to check for illegal push, and checking if the tile ID, which is the value that gets assigned into tile, yeah, is greater than 97 or smaller than 256. Well, it didn't crash. Well, pushable 39. If tile ID. If tile ID. Okay, we messed this up. So let's see how we messed that up. It is a map, top level tile ID. It's a map. How do we do this? Okay, let's just look for our above ground tile IDs and see where they live. Really? That's in our map above ground tiles. What are we doing here? We're cycling through the tiles. We're going for every width. We're saying if the count is 0, then assign the count to be 75. I don't know what we're doing there. On our map, current map. Dot tiles, dot above ground tiles. Where are we assigning this stuff? Yeah, we should be able to go to our map. Current map. And go to tiles at a 2D index. Scene view, current map, tiles table. Compare number with a table. So tile is a table, not a number. Really? Thought this would give us the number that's in there. Let's maybe try to pass in the map, maybe? Oh, it's not this. Hold on a sec. Yeah, it's not the map. Gosh, I don't know. Yeah, our current map should have a collidable map objects table. And we're asking, hey, grab the tile at the location we're currently at. We're cycling through all of them, and we're seeing if we need to insert collidable map object. So why is this? Oh, tile.id is what we're missing. Tile.id. That's the number. Okay, let's try it. No. We still pushed. Current map tiles row. So if the tile for the map we're about to push on has an ID that is illegal. Oh, but this is just okay. So we need to do it for the above ground tile. So let's try that. No. Oh. It stopped us. Oh gosh. It stopped us from pushing that. It looks like it might be an off by one error. So let us push down. It'll let us push. Oh, see, that one's working. It won't let us push into the tree. And let's see if it'll let us push in there. No? Oh, yeah, well. Huh. So it looks like we might just be giving it the wrong row and column. Because it looks like, well, tile goods. Oh, yeah, it should be, gosh dang. Yeah, what we should say is tile and then above tile. So we should say this, where we're saying tile at row call. And then this is actually, we need to swap these two. So this is going to be tile. And this is above ground tile. And we can make sure we have that above ground tile, which we don't. It's in the map. Above ground tile IDs? Oh, above ground tiles. Yeah, that should be it. Yeah, why do we have the IDs here? Above ground tiles. Okay, and then I guess we could do this. Save the tile ID or the above tile ID is greater than 97. Tile ID or our above ground tile ID smaller than 256, then we are not a legal push. Dude, yeah, it is a gnarly pimple. It's bad. It's fully three-dimensional. Yeah, it's bad. It hurts. If I raise my eyebrows too high, it feels like I've got like Botox. Okay, I think we screwed up this. Let's try it one at a time. We'll do above ground tile ID. I think I nested too many conditions in there. Okay, we can't push it through the tree, which is good. Let's see if we can push it through the sign. This mage has got to get out of my way because it can be pushed on a mage. Oh, dude, get out of the way. Get out of the way. Move. Oh my god. Yeah, I've been streaming late. I've been shooting a documentary project. Shit, we can drive over. So I've been shooting nights the past like 2 weeks or so. So it left, I was like kind of on call and I didn't know when I was needed, and it was night shoot, so like I didn't know how to plan streaming for that. Okay, so maybe is the signpost not a collidable map object? Because we can't push it through a tree, which is good. Let's see if we can push it through the map signpost. But yeah, dude, it's been so gnarly. It's quite disgusting. Okay, that's weird. Why is it stuck here? Did we miss an above ground tile ID? And this gets like... This is kind of tricky because if we accidentally draw an empty tile from the index of our... what progress I've made, we've got... I don't know if you've seen the dialogue boxes. We've got multi-page dialogue boxes for the signposts, as well as like unique scripts for the NPCs and stuff. And this is working on the mobile deployment too, which took a little while. We've got... I think, we haven't done too much. We touched up the spacing on some of the inventory up here, so it's like spaced out a little bit better. We still have to replace this with better art. And then we've got pushing things now. Oh, and look, we need to add a sprite for each tunic for the pushing, because we don't have the overlay for that. And we need to probably stop. Oh, see, look, and why does the boulder can't be pushed there either? Oh gosh, 36. Why would it do that? Why would it crash right there? I don't know. Part of me thinks we need to do something different. Yeah, so I guess yeah, I took like a week or so off of streaming because I was doing that documentary thing, and then I had a minor surgery, so I was recovering for that. So I haven't been too active streaming recently, but I think the past like week or so I've been every night again. So I'm done. As of today, I think I shot the last stuff for that documentary project. So I just uploaded it and sent it off. So I think I might be done with that, which would be a little easier for me scheduling wise. So the only thing I'm thinking of is maybe our tiled has some hidden above ground tile IDs that are transparent. So I'm kind of wanting to just test if we can go to our above ground level and just erase anything that we might have gotten stuck on in the above ground. Because I feel like we might have been stuck on something there, and if that doesn't fix it, we need to figure out why we can't push the brick on the dirt path. Because we can't design puzzles if we can't even reliably push things around. So see, what is that? Why does it get stuck there? Above ground tile ID must be equal to a collidable map object. Oh, we can't push it over here either. Do we do this if row is smaller than 1? Let's see here. I thought we had this right, so I'm trying to see why. It should be row is 1. Okay, see? Oh gosh. If row is 1. Why did we crash though? Let's see what the traceback is. Didn't like 36. Why does it crash there? Maybe we pass in the tile. I don't know. Maybe we pass in the tile from the walk state, is it? Yeah, because we're trying to say I don't want to just fix it. Like, I want to know why it's wrong. Like why is it crashing here on the current map tiles? How come tile screws up and makes us crash there? Because we still have a current map. We have a current map for as long as, see, because like right here when we push this, well, so that's fine. That locks us in where we're supposed to be. So why Why does plopping in a tile from the current map dot tiles table crash us there? Doesn't make any sense. Because you're trying to push outside the current map. So the way the map object works is there's a scene. What I call a scene holds a reference to the current map as well as the next map. And the next map is triggered and populated once you do a scene transition. So once there's a next map, we render, we scoot both the current map and the next map off. And then as soon as it's fully transitioned, then we get rid of our next map. But before that, we assign our next map as our current map. So that's why I don't get why it's saying we're indexing a nil value here, because the current map tiles row, we still have a current map in our scene view as far as I'm thinking. Because we don't get rid of a current map. We don't ever get rid of the current map. We just reassign the current map to be the next map upon finishing a transition. So that's why I don't get why it's crashing here. But that also means, yeah, we're testing a legal push maybe when we don't need to. Well, because, yeah, we should only test a legal push once, like right before we either, right before we enable the push or not. So the walk state legal push. Yeah, because we're only... Yeah, we reset our timer. Yeah, so it should work. Is it trying to reassign the map because the boulder passes through? I don't think so. Yeah, because if we just take out this tile, it's totally fine with the boulder passing through. Well, let's see. It won't pass through because we locked it here. So if we just leave out our row as 1, we should be able to pass the boulder through, and then it just is totally fine that the boulder can pass through. And we're not triggering a scene transition until we push the boulder so that we can move, and then we trigger the scene transition. So the boulder is still there. We're not rendering it because it's part of the other scene. Okay. One thing I'm thinking of, well, see, and I don't want to just fix it. I want to know why we can't do this. Why is the current map not... Why is this a nil value when we're pushing it there? Because it's and we're not even doing logic to the tile value, but it just doesn't like that we can't assign it there. So let's see if we can crash it, pushing it downwards or something in the same manner. See, that is really weird. Let's try to push it down and off and see. See, that one works. That one works fine. Let's see if we can push to the right and off screen. What the heck? It crashed way sooner there. It's the same line it crashed. I don't know why it's crashed in there. I don't know what to even try. Yeah, why would tile be nil there? Do we not? Oh, we might. Oh. Let's check something here in tiled, because I'm thinking in our ground level, that's our tiled. No, we have a tile for all of our ground level. I was thinking if we only drew something above ground, like the cabin or something. Even the cabin is a top level, not a above ground. Shit, man. Okay, so let's go a different route. Let's not snag the tile ID. Well, let's snag like a table of tiles. We'll call it table IDs, and we'll just snag we'll say like local ID. Let's call it tile ID, and then above ground ID and top level ID. And then I think what I want to do is if this is a I didn't check. I didn't check the counting on that. This should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is the column limit, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the height limit. So 8 should be, if the row is greater than 8. Okay, this, I think you just saved us, Magnetonics. Yeah, let's try this. Let's see if we just crash here. Yeah, I think you're right about that. It didn't crash, but it just stopped being pushed. So that would be if our column wouldn't be greater than 10 at that point. But it's not crashing, but we also might not be assigning the right column from our walk state, player walk state. Well, if we're gonna push it right, then we give it. Okay, so as long as we're incrementing our tile X, which we should be, because tile X is like the index of which tile X would be the index of which tile. So like X, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, tile X of 4 on the boulder, and then this would be a tile X of 5, tile X of 6, 7, 8. Okay, so why can't we push it? If our row... See, this one is 8, so maybe I got rows and columns switched. Legal push, row and column. Maybe I switched that up. We give it the X, which is the column. Yeah, we did switch this up. Okay, we did switch this up. So let's just swap out. Yeah, let's do column and then row. And test it. Okay. That might be right. but we'll have to see if it still crashes our once we try to pull the tile. Okay, that's looking right. So let's try to snag the tile from the tiles table. And then we'll say, let's just see if it crashes first. Yeah, magnetonics, I think that's it. Well, let's see. Let's see. If it crashes here. Okay. I think you cracked the code, man. Or you patched the code. Yeah, we don't seem to be crashing there. So I think it was crashing because it was trying to give a row outside of, you know, we only have room for 8 rows and 10 columns, and we were trying to give. I don't know why it was crashing. I'm gonna just admit that. Okay, so if our tile ID is there, but we also want to check if our above ground tile ID man, this is so bad. I know it's bad. As I'm typing it, I know it's bad. Because the thing is, if we don't draw anything in tiled, we still get a tile ID of 0, I think, and 0 is a transparent tile. So we technically render non-drawable tiles from tiled the application if we don't draw any tile on any of those layers. Nice, man. Yeah, you nailed it, dude. Good catch. I was struggling on that. I was like, and I knew, you know, I didn't think it would. Like, it was one of those issues where it's like, I didn't think it was a bad assumption, like assuming I passed in the correct parameters, you know. It's like that was a bad assumption on my part. Okay, so we're going to snag not just the tile, but we're going to snag the above ground tile. Because there's 3 layers of tile IDs we need to check. Because if there's a fence posts only really exist on the above ground layer, but something like the cabin exists on the top level tile. Now, above ground, I think this is not the right field. I think it's above ground. Let's see, tiles, above ground, tiles. Okay, and then top level tiles? Top level tiles, okay. So above ground tiles, top level tiles. Okay, so we snag each of those tile IDs. And then, yeah, we come back as a false on our legal push. I know this is gross. I know it's nasty. Let's just see if it works. So we're going to try to push it. Oh, God. Above ground is a nil value. Above ground. It's above tile. Above ground is what it should be. I just titled it wrong here. What just happened? Okay, let's try that. Okay, cool. We can't push it through the fence. Oh, come on, man. Above tile. Above tile? Where are we doing a... Above tile. Why did I do this? Okay. Let's try that. Okay, can't push it through the fence. Can't push it through a tree, which is good. This is like a semi-M book. Can push it on a path. Can't push it through a house. Can't push it through the middle of a house. Let's try the signposts and the water. We're about to make a little Sokoban game. Can't push it through a signpost. Can't push it through a water pool. Cool. Okay, so the only issue that's glaring to me at the moment is that it's not collidable with NPCs. So if we try to push it on the mage, it'll totally let us do it. We can just run him over with it. Yeah. So that's a hard thing, because we need to modify. Either we don't have pushables in a in a level with a NPC, or we add one check for any NPC and its current tile ID, and we just make sure that the push legal, or push, what do we call it, legal push, is also not colliding with any NPCs. So we can go about that either from our walk state when we call our legal push. We could, do we have access to the access to the current scene, but we have access to the scene anyways from the global. Let's see in our map declarations where our NPCs are stored, and it's just in a .npcs in the global maps table, I'm pretty sure. So if we see NPCs, yeah, so we could see, and we don't have a tile X or tile Y for our NPC, which we probably should. We just have a pixel location. Oh geez. Yeah. If we did have, instead of just a pixel location for our NPCs, but we had a reference to which index of the row and column of the current scene they're on, then we can add that into our legal push method and say, like, hey, if there's any NPCs with the same tile ID of the thing we're checking for a legal push for, we need to return false instantly. We do have access to the X and Y, but the issue with that is it's not going to be directly equal. So like if the NPC is walking and it's 1 pixel away from being aligned with a tile X or tile Y, then it'll fail that check and we'll be able to push it when it shouldn't be a legal push. So maybe what we can do, I don't know. I'm going to have to think a little bit about how to do that, but we'll wrap it for tonight. At least we've got pushable objects, and we've got little pushing animation, which is cool. And we've got, it doesn't allow you to push it through collidable map objects minus NPCs. So once we figure out the stop colliding from NPCs, you can push it into the tavern, that's for sure. Okay, so let's call it a night. Let's do, oh no, commit. Ay. Okay, we'll say limit pushables by collidable map objects. Okay, let's just get log and make sure we didn't screw up our commit message. Okay, we didn't. So we should be okay to commit here. Okay, looks like we pushed. Yo, thanks for hanging Magnetonics. Thanks for solving some bugs. We'll raid out here to Kuju, because he's always working on some cool Fat Goblins games. So thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll try to get the non-NPC collision done on pushables, and then we'll get the mobile deployment working with the push objects so that we can push things on the iPhone deployment.